It was a Saturday morning in October 1984 when Sheila Wysocki's phone rang.
It was a girlfriend, and she said that there's been an accident.
An accident involving Sheila's good friend, freshman roommate, and fellow student at Southern Methodist University, Angela Samota.
And I initially thought that Angie had been in a car accident. And, of course, I went through is she in the hospital? Where is she? And I wasn't getting any information from her. And my girlfriend was crying.
That's because it wasn't an accident. That same morning, Angie's sorority sister, Evelyn Sandy, was given the news straight out by two friends.
They told me that Angie had been murdered. She had been found naked with a lot of stab wounds. It was absolute shock.
Angie Samota had not only been killed, but butchered, repeatedly stabbed in her own bedroom. It was a bloody end to a life that had so much promise.
She was the most amazing person. She was full of life. She could light up a room. She was a very hard worker, and she knew where she was going. She was very, very driven.
Angie had grown up in Amarillo, Texas, and attended the exclusive all-girl Hockaday school in Dallas. She just bought a condo near the SMU campus.
Angie was this amazing shining star to so many people that she knew. She was absolutely brilliant before her time. She was a double major in engineering and computer science at SMU. At a time when girls were not doing that. She had this amazing joie de vivre, this absolute love of life, was really the life of the party.
Beautiful, intelligent, single, and 20 years old. It's a combination that attracts men of all kinds.
She used to get notes on her car. She'd get flowers. She'd come in and show me who wrote her that day. She had a lot of attention, absolutely a lot of attention.
Am I right in thinking that she didn't always have the best taste in guys?
Like any other 18 to 20-year-old, she didn't choose wisely at that point in her life.
Some of those choices and some of those men would figure prominently in the interlocking stories of Angie Samota's life and of her death. There was Lance, whom Angie had dated back home in Amarillo and through her freshman year in Dallas. According to her friends, Angie said she was afraid of Lance because he had a temper and had once pulled a knife on her. There was Ben, Angie's boyfriend at the time of her death. Older and already out of school, he was a construction supervisor in Dallas.
Sounds like he was kind of the opposite of Lance.
I would say he's the opposite of Lance.
And there was Russell, a new friend of Angie's who'd gone out that evening with her and her friend Anita Kadala, another female engineering student at SMU.
You saw her that last night.
Yes.
How was she?
She was Angie. I mean, she was fine.
That night, Anita accompanied Angie and Russell on an expedition to a series of bars and clubs. Angie's boyfriend, Ben, was not present.
Ben was aware of the fact that Angie, Russell, and I were all going out together.
At least to Angie's friend, Evelyn. Ben didn't seem like the type to get jealous or violent.
You could never imagine Ben hurting Angie.
I could absolutely never, ever imagine Ben hurting Angie.
The evening ended at 1 a.m. Angie dropped Russell off at his apartment, which was walking distance from her own, and then took Anita home. Anita had thought about spending the night at Angie's, but decided against it.
What was the last thing you said to each other that night?
See you tomorrow at the football game. She doesn't meet me there. Very strange, because Angie was pretty much a woman of her word. I remember saying, I wonder where Angie is. I came home and my roommate said, there's something I need to tell you. She said, but you might want to sit down. She goes, Angie was murdered last night, and the police are wanting you to call them back.
What'd you think?
I didn't want to believe it at first. Beyond that, I started with the whole, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Could I have prevented it? Should I have spent the night? Would things have been different?
But she was not the last person to see Angie alive. It turns out Angie's boyfriend, Ben, was that person. She had stopped by his place on her way home after dropping off Anita. Later that night, it was Ben who called police to Angie's condo. And what got their attention was not just what Ben said, but how he sounded when he said it.
Answer the phone, our car's here, and she won't answer the door, can't answer the door.
Does he sound frantic? Panicked? Investigators didn't think so.